Shai Hulud is back. And if you thought last time was bad, Shai Hulud 2.0 is not only worse, but it's one of the most evil and petty malware we've ever seen. Honestly, this malware would make you beg that it only stole your credentials. It's currently spreading so fast that it's managed to hit 700 NPM packages, compromise over 25,000 GitHub repos, and send the security world into yet another sleepless few nights. It's 1 in the morning here. Let's go over what Shai Hulud 2.0 is, what it does, although we might not be able to fully explain why, and how to make sure you're safe. If you're into bad guy movies, buckle up. This hacker is a villain, and a troll. So, like every villain, let's start with the origin story. 2 months ago, the world saw the first ever worm take over a major supply chain ecosystem. The malware managed to compromise over 180 NPM packages, including CrowdStrike's NPM libraries. This was probably the biggest cybersecurity event of 2025. It was huge. Not as big as this current one though. The worm was called Shai Hulud, and the goal of this malware was to steal developer credentials. The genius of it was that it not only stole the credentials, but also used them to automatically push its malicious code into NPM packages owned by those same developers and infect their users as well. Hence worm. And this is where we started to see the first signs of this hacker being a pure psycho. Not only did he manage to compromise over 180 packages and steal tokens from GitHub and NPM, keys from AWS, GCP, Azure, he then uploaded the stolen secrets to a public GitHub repo under the victim's account called Shai Hulud. That's just a flex. What ended up happening was that the security community worked together to report those infected packages, and within a day or so, NPM blocked the worm from spreading for good. Or at least that's what we thought. Until this morning, when we got an alert that the hacker returned with a new malware. And boy is it worse. Let's talk about his latest creation, Shai Hulud 2.0. Our engine at Koi found and tracked this campaign over the last 24 hours, and it's brutal. Much of the basic technique is the same, but it has some sick twists. Like its predecessor, Shai Hulud 2.0 uses a malicious pre-install script, which is basically a tiny program that runs the moment you install an NPM package. No warning, no clicking, nothing. Just NPM install and boom! The malware is already running on your machine, grabbing your tokens, spreading itself before you even know it's there. Dangerous things, those pre-install scripts. Then it starts to steal credentials. But you might ask yourself, how does it know where my credentials are? One of the genius things that Shai Hulud does is use TruffleHog. This is a very popular open source project that is actually meant to help developers prevent their credentials from getting leaked on GitHub. It runs on your computer and finds credentials extremely efficiently. Instead of using it for defense, Shai Hulud uses it against the developers and harvests their credentials with it. He then uses them to spread automatically, and then uploads them to a public repo for all to see. This behavior begs the question, what is the hacker trying to do? On one hand, it's smart to upload all the credentials to GitHub, because no organization with developers is going to block access to GitHub. It would put them completely out of service. But on the other hand, if he's trying to steal credentials in order to make money in some way, wouldn't you think he'd at least encrypt the data? Is this guy actually just trolling? To get some more insight, let's see what the hacker added in Shai Hulud 2.0. Let's start with the first obvious difference, the petty payload. If the worm doesn't manage to find your credentials, it deletes your entire home directory.
You serious?
I'm not kidding. It just deletes your home directory as punishment for not being more straight up with where you put your keys, loser. And I wish I could say that was the worst part, but it's not. Before we move on to the second, more bizarre functionality, this entire attack perfectly highlights the danger of supply chain attacks through marketplaces. We download small bits of code that we have no control over. Updates are pushed automatically, and traditional security tools don't detect them. If you want to make sure this never happens to you, get Koi. Koi provides one control plane to see, score, and govern every package, extension, and AI model your teams pull from external marketplaces. This includes NPM, the VS Code Marketplace, the Chrome Store, Hugging Face, Homebrew, GitHub, and many more. Bad versions are blocked before install, risky updates auto-removed, and supply chain risk drops without slowing developers. Book a demo at koi.ai. So back to the second crazy feature in Shai Hulud 2.0. Besides deleting your entire home folder and gaining absolutely nothing from it besides pure chaos, check out the second functionality that he added. Remember how the version 1 uploaded all the stolen credentials to a public GitHub repo called Shai Hulud? Well, version 2.0 uploads all the stolen credentials to public GitHub repo called Shai Hulud The Second Coming.
I'm back.
And it made it so that any comment someone leaves on that public repo is run as a command on the victim's machine. The first thing that comes to mind is, oh, the attacker just left himself a way to run code on the victim's machine. Smart. But then you understand. Well, that's a public GitHub repo. So the hacker made it possible for anyone on the internet to run code on the victim's machine. It seems like this guy just wants to watch the world burn. Okay, so there's an evil psycho that appears to be hacking half the developers on Earth for fun? What do you do to keep yourself safe? The only solution in the world that can remove all marketplace threats from endpoints across your entire organization is Koi. And luckily, it's also the only one that can prevent it from happening in the first place. This is literally what we do. I wish I had something less biased to give, but that's the honest-to-God recommendation. If you don't have Koi, the only thing I can recommend is to strengthen your relationship with God. In all seriousness though, the only thing you can really do is to ask all your developers to not npm install anything for a few days. If you're infected, you need to act immediately. Rotate all your secrets, tokens, passwords, and cloud credentials. Search your GitHub and npm for unauthorized activity, and reinstall the infected operating system to ensure full removal of the malware. If you want to get the quickest updates on the situation, follow Koi on LinkedIn. We also maintain a full list of all the affected packages on our website. Of course, we'll continue to keep you posted. I'm Idan Dardikman, CTO of Koi. Good luck, and stay safe.